here with Bridget Binsbacher from the Peoria Diamond Club to talk about the Dinner on the Diamond event coming up in February. But first, I'd like to introduce Bridget and ask her to tell us a little bit about the Peoria Diamond Club.
Hi Scott, thanks for having me. The Peoria Diamond Club is the nonprofit organization that works in partnership with the City of Peoria and our spring training teams. And we've actually been established since 1993. So we're approaching 20 years of that within that partnership, working spring training. And how it works is in exchange for the labor force that we provide for spring training, we receive a portion of the proceeds. And through a grant program that we have, we distribute those dollars to Northwest Valley youth charities and organizations. So it is a fantastic relationship, and since our inception, actually back in 1993, we have donated approximately $1.2 million to youth charities in our community, and that's primarily in Northwest Valley, but we venture out into other cities and areas in Maricopa County and Greater Arizona. So it is, there's a lot of good work being done, and a lot of people don't realize that the teams and the city actually give us an annual charity game every year. So that one day, which usually kicks off spring training, it's the first or second game of the season, we get 100% of those proceeds.
Wow.
And so that is our biggest moneymaker of the year, and it really does contribute to the grants that we distribute. In fact, even in these economic times and some of the challenges, in the last 5 years, we've actually given nearly half of our total giving has been in the last 5 years, if that makes sense.
So you're giving more, even though the economy's been tough.
Yes. And to the school district alone, we've given nearly $100,000 in the last 4 years to various Peoria school district programs that range from special needs, educational, athletic, the whole gamut. So a lot of great work is being done, and it's all a result of the partnership that we have with the city, with our teams, and of course we work collaboratively with so many community businesses. I can't say enough about our relationship with the chamber, with local businesses, restaurants, other organizations. It takes all of us to make this happen. And the Dinner on the Diamond is just one example of that.
Absolutely, and we're very excited about that. But I have a couple questions for you about the Diamond Club.
Okay.
First of all, you mentioned volunteers. Who are those volunteers? Where do they come from? How many do you have?
Well, we have nearly 500 volunteers, and we, the majority of our volunteers are winter visitors. A lot of them come from the Seattle area, the Midwest. We have some from San Diego, though more of them travel from further, colder parts of the country because they love to come here and work spring training. But many of them are here year-round and work multiple events that we, additional events that we have throughout the year. So a lot of our folks are retired, and they give at least 8 days a season. Some of them work. There are some volunteers that work every day out of the season.
Wow.
What's amazing about this is that these folks are, their professional background is unbelievable. The broad range of talent and skill sets that we have. And some of these folks are retired military, judges, attorneys, doctors, just a wide range of professions, and so they're wanting to give back. And for the volunteers, it's all about the kids. When they support any project that we're doing, any event that we're doing, they're doing it with the kids in mind. And we have a handful of events that we're able to do out of our home base, which is the Peoria Sports Complex, and they get involved as much as they possibly can. We've expanded our volunteer base from the retirement community onto some of our youth organizations. So for 2011, we piloted a partners program where we actually bring in high school groups. It can be band, it can be sports, student council, and they actually work shifts during spring training in exchange for a stipend to their respective club or organization or program. So it gives kids an opportunity to work for their dollars versus just applying for a grant, because there's so many kids that aren't able, that don't have the ability to actually get out there and work for it. So it's just a great way to now bring the youth and our senior folks together, and it has just been a great shot in the arm for our volunteers and the whole program.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
So the volunteers are truly the backbone of our organization. Without them, there could be no Diamond Club.
Volunteers are key in many nonprofit and local
sure.
community organizations.
Sure, and we're nearly 500 strong, and we have more than half of that as a core group that keep returning every year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. They're very, very loyal.
We didn't touch on how, excuse me, how school districts can or organizations can apply for grants.
We have a website. It's www.peoriadiamondclub.org. You can go to our website. There is a grants page, and on there it tells you there's 3 deadlines a year. So there's January 15th, April 15th, and October 15th. We try to do 3 distributions a year. And we have a grants committee that reviews the applications. There is an application right on that website, and you can print it off, fill it out, fax it in, scan it in, and send it to us. A lot of people drop them off, and the grants committee reviews those applications, and based on a very objective scoring process, that's how they determine, of course, what we're budgeted for. That's how we determine what groups we issue to.
Excellent. That's exciting. Very exciting.
It's a great job. It really is. It makes it worth it.
And is it limited to the Peoria School District, or is it more of the Northwest Valley?
You know, it's not limited Peoria School District. I think back in the day, there was a time when we would fund in a lot of our neighboring cities, and we still do. We do schools, we do programs in Glendale and Surprise, Goodyear. We've gone as far north as Prescott to various camps that are, in the summer camps for special needs. As funding has been cut in various, all over, really, it's really been made more sense for the Diamond Club to really focus on our local community, Peoria. So. Sure. Because there's such a tremendous need here, there's no way that we can even begin to meet the demands of what's happening in Peoria, because there's been a lot of cuts in the school district, and so we get so many grants from different programs that program directors are trying to keep in place. Yes, sure. And so we do venture out. It really depends on the need and how compelling that need is represented, the timing as far as what funds, how many dollars we have to give, all of those things come into play. But again, there has been so much coming from our local city organizations and our local school district that we can't get it all. So, and again, it goes back to, it takes all of us. And
right, it does take a community.
It takes all of us.
Absolutely. So Dinner on the Diamond, we're partnering from the Chamber with the Peoria Diamond Club as well as the Peoria Sports Complex. The date is February 8th. It's going to be an exciting event, but tell our viewers a little bit more about what it is and why we're doing it and how we're kicking off spring training.
It's kind of a funny story because we started, as part of, over the past couple of years, as part of trying to develop a stronger relationship with the Peoria Chamber of Commerce, because so much of what we do goes hand in hand, and we have relationships with so many of the same businesses. It's been a great opportunity for us to actually sponsor a monthly luncheon. And so in being able to secure February, which is right before spring training, we went from the regular monthly luncheon that you usually do to, can we bring it to the Peoria Sports Complex, and then can we have a dinner, and hence Dinner on the Diamond. So it's kind of really evolved into this fantastic event. And so what we want to do is, hopefully, this could maybe end up as an annual event where we're kicking off spring training and really promoting our annual charity game, because it's important that city businesses and partners understand what the city of Peoria is doing to contribute to the Diamond Club and give back to the community, what our spring training teams are doing to contribute to the Diamond Club and give back to our youth charities, not to mention, again, what our local businesses are doing. What better way to celebrate that wonderful relationship than a dinner on the Diamond to kick off spring training, promote the charity game, and just get all of our local businesses and residents, because we're opening it up to the community.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Not just chamber members, it's the entire community. Anyone who would like to participate in the Dinner on the Diamond can have that experience. And we'll have an announcer that evening, a photo booth, so we can capture those images and those experiences. Mayor Barrett has generously agreed to come and speak. And then our keynote speaker, we have a little bit of time left. Could you tell us a little bit about Tom Sadler?
Sure. Tom Sadler is actually the president of Arizona Sports and Tourism. And so we have really our connection to Arizona Sports and Tourism is through our participation in the Cactus League. The city of Peoria actually is a member of the Cactus League, and so is the Peoria Diamond Club. So every year we have some exposure to executives from Arizona Sports and Tourism that can kind of give us some understanding of how all of that works and how funds come back to our community and how that enhances our spring training facility and what the plan is and what the future looks like. So Tom has graciously agreed to be our keynote speaker, and he's going to share what that looks like for Peoria, and then of course share his views on how important it is to bring community, businesses, and organizations and leaders together to help grow a community and give back the way we do.
Excellent. So we'll be eating dinner down on the Diamond on February 8th. It begins at 5:30 p.m. with networking, and dinner is served at 6 p.m. We'll wrap up by about 8. There will be innings. We'll have an announcer. It's going to be a very, very baseball-themed kickoff to spring training, and you'll have the opportunity to eat down actually on the field, on the Diamond,
in infield dirt.
And it'll be a very exciting event. Tickets are available on the Peoria Chamber's website, www.peoriachamber.com. And Bridget, thanks for being here today and telling us about the Diamond Club and our event coming up.